Hi guys, today I want to do a review on two books in one. So they both kind of relate to each other as they're written by, I believe, the same person and the same company. So one is Vegan Cooking for Dummies and the other one is Vegan Living for Dummies. My cousin actually gave me these books because she was a vegan, and I had already been a vegan for almost a year, maybe 11 months or 10 months when her mom gave them to me. I was kind of debating well, should I actually spend all this time reading them or should I just kind of scan through and look at what's in there? So I just scanned through them because I didn't want to spend a whole bunch of time reading them. So I basically flipped through every page, scanned over it really quick with my eyeballs, and then I just took little notes of things I liked or didn't like about it while I went along. I found nothing about them I didn't like or I hated because I can't believe it, but all the information in them is stuff I had already learned off of other people's YouTube channels and documentaries and just other books even. Thank you for having it. Like this book, I'm pretty sure, The Veganist, even I already did a review on it. If you want to go check it out, go check it out. It's on my channel. It mentioned some things, and those same things were in the other two books, and I was just kind of like, whoa. So if I did read it, it would be a complete waste of time for me because I already learned these things through trial and error and just learning. They're better books for people that are wanting to go vegan, are vegetarian, or are thinking about going vegan. Vegan Cooking for Dummies. I'm just gonna do a small little review on this guy first. They mention how vegans are completely different from vegetarians. And it's not just because you're cutting out the dairy. That is not the only difference. It mentions how veganism is a lifestyle, not some fad quick diet fix for you. It mentions you have to cut out all animal products. They mention honey, which is really good because a lot of vegans still actually consume honey, and I don't know how they can do that. I don't know. They need to do their research. It mentions the different types of vegetarians because some people, or maybe it is, I don't know, classify veganism under the vegetarian list, even though it should be on the top. Because it cuts out the most animal products. They tell you about the health benefits and the environmental benefits, even though it is just for cooking. It tells you so much more. It tells you common non-vegan ingredients, and that's really helpful for people coming to veganism because when I first showed up I didn't know what whey was, because some of these names of products are what's that? But when you take biology, that helps a tad. They talk about all the vitamins and minerals and where to get them from, which is really helpful because a lot of people think you're gonna get deficient and they say, oh, you can't get that vitamin from plants. Well, gee, if we couldn't, wouldn't I be dead by now? It's a super, super good book for teaching you how to cook, which I don't need because trial and error. I loved cooking a little bit before I went vegan, and now I just love it even more because I really enjoy cooking my own food now because I can control what I put in it and I know what is in it, whereas if I eat somewhere else and somebody prepares it for me, I kind of have a mini freak out, they could have put butter in that, there could be nasty gross animal stuff in that. Even restaurants, when I go to a Chinese place, it's a battle between should I eat this or should I go and really, really, really find out what is in that. Sometimes I don't trust the menu and the ingredients, even though it's right there in front of me. I even went to my first vegan restaurant and I was convinced that the cheese was real cheese. There's also a measurement conversion chart at the back, I believe, which is really helpful for, again, the cooking stuff. There's also really hilarious comics throughout both of the books. Maybe it's just me because my religion, which you're gonna hear about in another video. The next book I want to quickly review is The Living Vegan for Dummies. It literally pretty much says you are what you eat, which I love that saying because I eat bananas and I'm gonna turn yellow one day. But if you eat like meat that has been killed in the way it is, it brings negative energy to you. Of course it would if you believe in that, because how could it not? I love this part. It asks you health questions like, are you feeling lazy? Is your mental health suffering? And then all these questions it makes you think about first. On like the next page, it talks about how all those problems can be solved with the vegan diet. They also mention veganism is not just food, which I love because if it is, you're plant-based and not vegan, FYI. It also even mentions like religions that actually preach a vegan diet to its practitioners, which is really interesting if you were are one of those religions to read that book and see that, because then it kind of makes you double think what you've been doing. I think I'll just read this quote off because I really liked it and I don't want to mess it up. Your lifestyle choices impact the world around you. Vegans are conscious consumers. What you eat and buy has an effect on someone beside you. There's a whole little, I think, paragraph that's mentioning why vegetarians are not enough for the issues we're having and the issues that they think they're fixing. Like, a lot of vegetarians go vegetarian because they don't want animal cruelty to be happening, but they don't realize that they're still being a major contributor to that, even sometimes worse, because when people cut out meat, they tend to eat way more dairy. I loved this part also. This is why I'm keeping this book forever, the vegan living one. Because there's lots of parts you're gonna hear me say, I love it. They talk about the pros and cons of going cold turkey vegan or taking your time, which is really great because there's so much debate on you should go cold turkey. Like, if you don't go cold turkey, then you're just wasting your time. And then there's other people that are like, no, take your time. We don't want you to mess up. But all in all, I think it mentions if you mess up, don't take it out on yourself. Practice makes perfect. Again, they talk about the nutrients, just like the vegan cooking one. They mention like all the vitamins, minerals, and they tell you the truth about dairy. There's a paragraph on that and how the calcium leaches from your bones. They mention iron and protein, I think together, the main points, because a lot of bodybuilders want their iron and their protein to build healthy, strong muscles. They talk, again, cooking, I think I already said that. Turning kids vegan or going vegan with your kids or your teenagers, even having a vegan baby. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like, that's another reason why I want to keep the book, because I'm gonna be referring to this book throughout my life, probably. Like, when I want to have a baby. Yes, my baby will be vegan, but when they get old enough and they want to eat cow secretions, chicken periods, bee throw up, then go ahead. I didn't mention this, but the other book, contained way too much recipes. I already do get my recipes online and I edit them myself to make them taste better for me, so I didn't want that many recipes. But this book also contained a fair amount of recipes, but nowhere near as much as the other book. Like, the other book probably contained like 8 to 10 times more recipes than this one. They mentioned traveling trips, which is awesome because so many people find it really difficult to continue their vegan lifestyle when they are traveling. Talks about eating disorders and athletics. In the end, it mentions 10 reasons to go vegan. Again, like I was saying, this book literally mentions 10 reasons to go vegan. So I don't know if they're the same reasons because I didn't observe them, plus I gave this book to my friend, so and at the very end it has Q&A questions that most vegans get, which I love and I will definitely refer to in Q&A videos if I ever make any, but I don't have enough subs and followers on Instagram for that, so one day, save your questions. This is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope you go and check out these books. So this one is great for if you want to get into cooking, and this one's definitely probably good for like a beginner vegan, definitely, because a lot of people go with cooking vegan foods first and then they move on to other animal products, but it does mention, and it's still about the other animal products and how veganism is not just diet and it's a lifestyle. This one can even come in handy for already experienced vegans. like I'm keeping it for good, like there's a lot of good stuff in there. And I find these two books are actually really similar anyway, so you could probably get one or the other, honestly. If you're more into cooking, get the vegan cooking. If you're more into living, I personally have been a vegan for 1 year and I love this book, so if you're around that time frame or you feel like you're a little rusty on your information and you don't know everything you could know, definitely this book is probably better for you than the cooking one. Cooking one's more so if you don't know how to cook and you're interested in cooking your own meals, and going vegan when your family isn't, so they can't cook meals for you. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Go check out those books. Goodbye.